And we're back.
And we are back. It's going to be the third episode here of the 156 podcast.
And it's going to be that third episode, yeah.
It is the third one.
Yep.
I'm going to be your co-host, Luke.
And I'm your other co-host, Ryan.
And today we're excited to present to you guys a action-filled episode. There's going
to be a lot of action
in this episode,
events. Yeah.
A whirlwind of events.
Yeah, and a plethora of events have happened from half a fortnight ago and now.
Yeah.
From our last episode, you know. Yeah. It's a lot.
Excited to present to you guys a action-filled episode. There's going
to be a lot of action in this episode,
events.
Yeah.
A whirlwind of events.
Yeah, and a plethora of events have happened from half a fortnight ago and now.
Yeah.
From our last episode, you know. Yeah. It's a lot, and the world is just going to keep on rotating no matter how these events go.
More than likely, we'll continue spinning.
And I hope it doesn't ever stop spinning. You know what I mean?
I mean, that would kind of cause a commotion.
Oh,
I mean,
my God. That would be the
hopefully
end
we get
of
the
the
day off
fucking
of
world.
school, but...
Are you kidding? Are you joking? You want the day off of school for that bullshit?
Absolutely.
No.
You'd want to be in school when that happens?
No. If the world stops spinning, you need to go on with your life and keep going, okay?
We should get the day off school.
And I just don't think we should.
That's a really big world event.
And yes, I am going to disagree with you in the most respectful way possible.
That's not very respectful.
But I said it was the most respectful. If the world stops spinning, God forbid, then I would be really upset. But you know what? Life goes on, man. You gotta keep on going.
You're gonna go to your second period chemistry class?
I am. Exactly.
Okay, well for me, I'm not gonna be attending my classes that day.
Please don't.
I won't.
And you will be marked absent.
I won't be there. The teacher won't be there.
Mr. Jefferson is going to be very mad that in his Socio 2 class, he doesn't see Mr. Luke in the third row. He is going to be very upset.
I sit in the first row.
Well, I mean, so you're not picking up what I'm putting down is what you're telling me?
I'm putting down what you didn't pick up.
Listen
to that again.
No.
Listen to it again. I'm going to repeat it. I'm picking down what you're not putting up.
I'm putting up great numbers.
What did you pick up?
I picked up...
Name 3 things you picked up.
Up, down, and left.
You didn't pick up right, west, east?
Fuck! I don't know if we can use that.
We may have to bleep that.
And I'm sorry. I'm going to be sorry about that.
I'll accept the apology.
And yeah, I do appreciate that. And I think that we should transition and kind of de-escalate there. I'm sorry for getting mad at you there.
No, you're good. Me too as well.
And hopefully...
It's a bit unprofessional, though.
And it is. And I'm just going to take a time out real quick and just try to regroup myself real quick.
Just regroup. I'm here. Let me know.
And I do appreciate that. And with that little segment, I think we can segment into the sponsor of this video, Mountain Valley Water.
And then if you guys do use our promo code 156podcast at checkout, there should be a nice little discount for you as well as an added surcharge. So we appreciate that for all of you guys. And if you'd like to pour me out,
and of course,
we could do a taste test here as well.
And we could. And I'm sorry, did you see that? Since 1871.
So what they're trying to say here is 1871 bottles have been made since. So we're lucky we got one of those first bottles here.
Cheers. And Big Mike is just...
There need to be some adjustments made there in the coaching staff.
Big Mike may need to get fired.
That's a strong word, fired.
And that's 3 episodes.
Especially with the fires we've been dealing with. You should not be using that word like that.
But that is 3 weeks in a row that Big Mike has fucked up. Has fluffed up, I said, dude.
Just confirming.
I don't know. You're just getting very mad at me. But yeah, channel sponsor. Mountain Valley Water. Very delicious water. I'm just going to pour myself a little bit more. Would you like a little bit more, Luke?
Yeah, as well.
And I will just pour.
But please do be careful. There's only 1870 bottles left.
And that is because, and if you guys didn't catch that, there's 1870 bottles left because it says since 1871. And there's only 1871 bottles. That's kind of how that slogan works out. Much better slogan than boxed water is better.
Don't even get me started on that train wreck of a water company.
And did you see their recent the recent post of those 2 hooligans smashing boxed water?
No, I saw that too. I saw that. There was a bit of an uprising. I think some members of the community started like rioting back. I saw some boxes being crushed, some water being
poured
being
out,
poured
kicked.
out.
And
I think it's justified. Now,
and I think it's the right thing to do. I agree.
Obviously, I don't advocate for any kind of destruction, but what had to be done had to be done.
And this has had to be done for as long as it's needed to be done, and that's been a long time. So
it's been needed to be done, and it got done.
And I'm glad that it got done.
Revolution's not over,
and it's not.
I wouldn't be surprised if I see those two specific hooligans doing it again.
And I wouldn't be surprised either. And you know what? Being surprised is one of the biggest things that can happen in your life. As much of a surprise as it was, like, to me, when I saw the Chiefs lose the Super Bowl. And now, you know what I said during the halftime show? That's a flag. Mm-hmm. Throw the flag for Mahomes.
Throw the flag.
Give him 18
flag
points.
Should be thrown.
Give him 18 points
18.
and make this a game.
Yeah.
Because I just
disappointing.
I don't appreciate seeing the NFL mess up the Prince's legacy.
The officiating needs work.
Yeah.
The commissioner needs work.
Yeah. And
the
a lot
fans
of fans
need work.
And
why are we not rioting?
They need to respect Mahomes. They need to respect the glorious king of the NFL in
and it's
Mahomes'
really
first
sad.
name,
I
Patrick.
didn't really know football was a sport until Mahomes. He's kind of brought back the glory for, I'm kind of speaking for all the Americans when I say that. Patrick Mahomes kind of brought the love of football.
And
to
he
all of
did.
us.
He did. And he brought it back in a way that's never been brought to us before.
It was brought back.
And it was brought back. And it was back brought. And I'm really happy that we have it brought back.
And why are you happy?
I'm happy because now I can see Patrick Mahomes being
Yeah.
the quarterback that he is. But with these little occasional bumps in the road, I just don't appreciate that. I think that there should be a rule that says if Mahomes is losing in the fourth quarter, he should get double of however much the deficit is between him and his teammates.
Yeah, so I did file a few motions with the district attorney, and as well as I did have a few suits sent over to the NFL's Player Association, so hopefully we can get that score over.
And hopefully we can, yeah, so we can switch the score so Mahomes gets his glorious fourth ring and becomes the GOAT of football.
He was the GOAT.
And he still is the GOAT in my eyes.
He was the GOAT, I think, before he played a game.
And he will always be that GOAT, greatest of all time, for those of you who don't know what GOAT means, but just making sure that we're all on the same page now. And now that we all are on the same page, would you like to add anything else?
To the same page or to a new page?
Add to a new page. Let's start a new page.
So if we're going to start a new page, we could
And what's the title of this page going to be, just so we know? Because I do like to put titles on pages.
It's going to be new with a capital N space page. So we are going to have that kind of centered with the Times New Roman 12 font. So that's going to be the new page.
Centered? And are you a double space type of guy?
So, I mean, academically I am.
Yes.
In the real world, I'm more of a 1.5. That extra space is, it's just there as a buffer zone.
What?
You're a double space kind of guy?
Yeah, I'm 100% a double space kind of guy.
In the professional world?
In all facets of the world.
Yeah, but people only use double space to make the writing
I
look more.
use double space because sorry, let me just make sure that this is Mountain Valley, right?
Yeah, it's the 1871
And
law.
okay, just making sure, sorry.
Sure.
And I just think that double space just brings a level of eloquency that's very beautiful, and the continuity of the space between the justifications of the both is very valuable.
For sure. And I do want to add on to that point there.
Yes, please.
I agree with you 100%. Academically, I feel like it's the right play. I feel like he definitely does shine more in the academic game, whether it's going to be an essay, discussion post, anything of that nature. I really think that's where double space makes his mark. But as we kind of lead more into the professional side of things, ideally we'd want to be having what needs to be said. We don't want to keep going new page, new page, new page. If we can get to condense that down into less pages while not messing up the readability. Optimization is key. And there's a quote that I like to stand by: success is spacing. Have you heard that one before?
I haven't heard that one. And who said that one?
That one was going to be by my friend Jay.
Jay?
Yeah.
Jay is a very intellectual individual. So I wouldn't doubt that he would say a great quote like that. Now, I do still think that double spacing is the move. But, we can agree to disagree. We don't have to see eye to eye on every issue in the world. But I'm very glad that we are having this conversation because it's a conversation that's needed to be talked about for a long time. Yeah.
The conversation had to
Yeah,
have been had.
and I've just had a very strong juxtaposition between the two font sizes and the two spacing sizes. So I'm glad that we can decipher any of that.
And it's gonna be 12-point font.
And it's gonna be Times New Roman as well.
Times New Roman. Recently, I have kind of been shifting to Arial Bold.
No, don't tell me that you're doing the Arial Bowl propaganda thing.
There's nothing wrong with Arial.
TNR is just so much better, man.
TNR, like we did mention prior here.
You just have to put some more respect on it. He's won MVP in the font league too many times to count on my fingers.
He's won 9 times.
I have 11 fingers.
1, 2, 3, 4. And it looks like we did receive a news report here. As of Friday, February 14th, are you listening?
I'm listening.
Big Mike has been terminated from the league.
You're
effective
kidding.
Immediate.
You're kidding me.
Effective immediately.
Oh my god.
Wow. Traded mid-game.
This is ridiculous. And sorry, let me just get the frame. Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
Traded mid-game is rambunctious.
Oh my god.
You were just advocating for him to be fired just a few moments ago.
I'm sorry, Big Mike. Big Mike, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, man.
I think he's right here, bro.
It's a sad day. It's gonna be one of those melancholy days.
And it's gonna be one of those days for sure.
And it's gonna be one of those days.
Which day?
And it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And it is Valentine's Day. And I think in honor of Valentine's Day, we should do the Valentine's Day draft.
It's not a bad idea here.
I'm sorry, let me just pull up my draft board real quick.
So
just to make sure
we're gonna be do have some stuff prepared here, you know.
Yeah, and I do have some stuff in my notes to make sure that I do have the best draft board possible.
Mm-hmm.
And
the scouting report's gonna be key. And it doesn't matter how many keys. You could have a house key, a car key, a room key. A key's gonna be a key.
Piano key.
Piano key's gonna be a key. So kind of shifting onto that, you want me to get the first pick here?
And I did get the first pick last time, so
Yeah.
I'll allow you. Unless you want to shoot for the pick.
So given that it is gonna be the Valentine's Day draft,
Yes.
I feel like the appropriate draft would just do the draft of music notes.
And it would. And because
It
it's
fits.
Valentine's
it does
Day,
fit in.
there's no better fit.
It fits into the theme.
It fits so well.
And the fit's gonna be like hand in glove.
It is going to be like hand in glove. And I'm so glad that you said that because I was just about to say it fits like hand in glove.
Yeah.
And the glove is going to be a size
Depends
medium.
on the size of the glove.
It's going to be a size medium.
It's gonna be
for
what
this
size
one.
is the hand?
It's going to be a size medium. And why don't you go on with your first pick?
Okay. Wow, we have it's a talented draft board.
Very talented. And when I was looking at the draft board, I just thought, wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
This
talent.
is wow because some of these guys are gonna be undrafted.
And it's so crazy.
Like, wow.
And
This
it's
scouting
crazy.
report.
It's crazy.
They have A flat ranked as the 14th best player in this draft.
And that, I just don't agree with that, man. And will you just make your first selection?
Yeah. My first selection here, I think it's pretty clear. We gotta go just straight C.
No. See, I thought C. I had
He's
C.
the foundation
I
everything.
did
Just
have
C.
C. I did have C.
You know,
as my
middle
number
C.
one pick.
You know, just gonna be C. In
I
general,
did have C. I did have C as my number
You know,
one pick.
Central C,
Central C.
the London-based rapper,
C Shore.
and he's gonna be triple platinum.
CC.
You're gonna be CCing someone on an email with the Times New Roman 12-point font, double space.
Yeah.
You know, finish the email with the best regards, best wishes, all my best.
Yes. It's a lot of good stuff there. So, and C is a player that I wanted on my team very badly.
Yeah.
Now, I would say the one problem about C, doesn't play on the violin. He does not play on the violin.
But you can kind of
He does not have his own string on the violin. He does not have that.
but
And he's been trying to get that, but he will not get that.
but you can kind of manipulate the other strings, the D, the G, to
And
kind of create that C
and
there.
C is a little bit lower than those guys, so I just don't think that that's a valid claim.
I mean, with the A, you can put those fingers on that board there and make him kind of sound into a C there.
And that is a possibility. And with my first two picks, since we do this sort of snake kind of draft, I am going to take the D and E.
I mean,
Two elite players.
I did have them on my draft board, but
Elite
when I'm getting
players.
C number one, I could let you have.
And since
D and E.
it's Valentine's Day, it's just so fitting that
It
I
does
took
fit.
D and E as the 2 and 3 pick.
For sure.
It's just so fitting.
So just confirm, you had the 2 and 3. You took D before you took E.
I did take D before I took E.
Okay.
And do you think E would take offense to this? Because he's always been in D's shadow.
E has lived in D's shadow for a while, but I mean, from a competitor standpoint, I'm sure E has that confidence. Like I'm the better note.
And I'm glad that he has that confidence, but it's not boastful to the level of Boxed Waters.
Yeah.
Confidence, and I mean that.
But when we look kind of optically, you know, from a bird's eye perspective,
Please do.
D's better than E. So
D and he is just it's very marginal, but it's definitely noticeable.
and when you mix D, E, and I, that's where you kind of get that combination there.
And you do, and DEI has done some great things for this world. So why don't you just continue with your next pick?
Just gotta cross these guys off my draft board.
Yeah, I deleted CR and D and E.
I mean, consensus pick here is not gonna get picked. That's all I'm gonna tell you. And am I gonna get 2? We're just going 1-1.
And we're just gonna go 1-1.
I'm taking A. Hear me out. Hear me out. Yes, he was drafted higher than his value.
A.
No, listen. I'm gonna explain to you and to the viewers.
And it's Valentine's Day, so let's just listen to what he said.
I know it's Valentine's Day, right? A has a string on the violin. He's a widely utilized note. He has those kind of combinations. We can go A sharp, A flat, you know, not a problem. B minor, you know, B minor is going to be that A sharp there as well. A has a spot in the league. He's going to be that consistent role player. We have C. You can't mix like C and F, you know? F is going to think he's the alpha on that
I
team.
do understand what you're saying, but
Yeah. Kind of similar to, you know, you can't mix a cherry and another cherry. That's 2 cherries right there. What do you do with 2 cherries?
you'll have 2 cherries.
How many cherries would you have?
Well, you'll have one more than one.
So is that going to be 2 or 3?
And that's going to be 2. And wow, I'm just very surprised at this pick because I just didn't think that this next guy would be available for me. I was kind of going with the thought that F sharp.
Oh, with?
I was.
How's he doing?
And With's doing better.
He contacted us. Did we tell the viewers?
Oh yeah, and With is back in contact with us, regular
He
contact.
contacted us after
And
podcast.
we are going to be speaking with him shortly, and we can hopefully get With on the next pod.
We're going to be speaking with. So with, and he may be guest episode on podcast 4. So now we see why Big Mike got
And
fired.
yeah, now we see why Big Mike's getting fired.
I mean,
Because this
can't even defend this guy no more.
This
It's
is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
outrageous.
Yeah. So now with my next pick,
With
I'm gonna go with F sharp.
F sharp?
F sharp.
With your 3rd pick?
F sharp.
Where's your 4th?
And that was my 3rd
Your
pick.
3rd pick with F sharp?
I'm gonna take F sharp.
He's projected here at
I'm gonna take F sharp.
undrafted.
And it is February 14th, Valentine's Day.
Oh.
F sharp being that sharp F in February, I'm going to take him.
Okay.
No better day to pick him than now. Because he needs his flowers.
His flowers should be given. Flowers. What kind of flowers?
And they're gonna be flowers.
Flowers. Oh, like flowers. Like
Yeah,
F-L, like the flow with the ERS.
Yeah.
Okay. That 7-letter league is
The
pretty
flow
strong.
ERS. Yeah, the flow ERS.
Yeah. Okay, so with my pick here,
Mhm.
you feel like you kind of mess up the draft there, but I'm gonna take E flat.
Flat.
E flat.
E flat, and he's just been worse than E for his entire career, guys. That was
Yeah, but you have E. E flat is the E stopper. You forgot you have E, right? You're drafting. So usually in the lottery, you want to draft off talent, not fit. But we're no longer in the lottery. I want someone who's going to come and make an instant impact.
that's true.
And I'm drafting for fit around my team, around your team.
So now I'm gonna draft similar to how you were just drafting. So I am just gonna draft C sharp.
C sharp. Like, I'm not mad.
C sharp.
C sharp's not as good as
Great defensive presence.
The presence is there.
He
and it's
plays
defensive.
inside the key so well, and it's just like I'm just not gonna let it go unnoticed and undrafted.
That interior shot blocking is also one of his best.
Incredible. Some of the best talent I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And why don't you go on with your next pick?
It's gonna be my 4th or my 5th.
I think it's gonna be your 4th pick.
4th pick. We already have a pretty solid roster out. Surprised no one's taken G so far. So I'm just going to give him a run for his money.
G.
I mean, G, it's not very controversial. He's projected to go with that fourth pick, around the 7th or 8th pick of the draft. I mean, he's just solid all around. Not much can be said about
He's
G.
a good guy.
Like GG.
Yeah, I know, like Juju.
Like GG.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
G.
He's a great guy, Jip.
Good guy to have on your team, G.
Yep, Jip. And I think Jip was just like the right pick there, Jip.
G.
Yep, Jip.
And keep in mind though, even though it is G, he's not going to be sharp. He most likely won't be flat, but he won't be sharp.
And he won't be dull.
He won't be dull, but
He'll
he
be
won't
home. He'll be home.
He won't be sharp.
And he won't be
Just going to be that G there.
And with my next pick, I am just going to take. And Big Mike's just not going to get another 10.
He's not performing.
And
I wouldn't be surprised if he got fired right on the spot here.
And I wouldn't even be surprised if no one would even give him another 10 day.
Yeah. No, his performance has been disastrous for us here.
It's been horrific. So now with my last pick?
This is going to be the last pick.
And then with my last pick, I am going to take D sharp.
D sharp.
And having D sharp on my team makes D virtually unstoppable.
I mean, D sharp is known as the D stopper. Having both in the team, I can definitely see where you're coming from
Definitely,
with that. But
definitely.
with
Sorry,
my
let me just
last
crack
pick
this
here,
And
we may not be able to stop D.
This is also going to be a new bottle of Mountain Valley.
Yeah. And so this means there's how many bottles left?
There is going to be 1869 left.
Just in case you guys weren't caught up here, it says the amount of bottles left in existence here. So since 1871 bottles were left, after we drank this one, it was 1870, and the one before that was 69. So that's how many bottles are left.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna be able to stop those two Ds, but we can maybe stop one of them.
Double D? Double D, yeah. Double
I'm
D
gonna
plays
take
very
E
together.
flat with my last pick,
E flat?
and it's a selection.
But D cannot be stopped.
D won't be stopped, but D flat.
But you
or D sharp?
already have E sharp and you have E flat. Like how I don't think E is all that you need two guys to stop him, do you?
Yeah, just so I can see the draft board a little better. You know?
And it is Valentine's Day, so
Yeah, so that's why we did have to do that music notes draft there.
you guys can let us know in the comments down below who you guys think won this draft.
And the draft was won.
And it was an even draft.
It was one of those drafts, and it was one of the even ones as well.
Even Steven, as Steven would say.
And what did Steven say?
He said even.
Steven's been doing well.
But he hasn't been that even.
Yeah, and kind of what even Steven told me, the more the merrier. The merrier. And the is going to be pretty merry, especially for the holiday season.
Very merry. And why don't we just pull up your phone and play the Wordle?
Want to play the Wordle for today?
Why don't we play the Wordle for today?
Sounds good.
And why don't we just play the Wordle for today?
I think I got it. So, Wordle. So, given that it's gonna be Valentine's Day, and of course we did that music draft. Do you think music would be a good start for us here? We have something better.
Minor.
Minor? With the E or with the O?
I'd say with the E. And that E is going to be a little bit more applicable.
Okay, we'll go minor.
Ooh.
We got the I.
And we do get the I.
We got the I.
We do get that I.
And are we going to be playing this one on hard mode today?
And we're not.
We're not. So, what's the logical next step here?
So I think we get a lot of words.
We do get some words.
We get a lot of letters here. And I think some of the letters that we should be targeting here are R, S, T, L, N, E. Those are like the most common letters. So why don't we just go with piled?
Piled. That's a good one. Now, we already did kind of,
Well, we know there's no E.
Account for that E, but...
But this does give us a lot more letters.
Ooh, we got the D.
We do get the D.
We get the D.
And now... Pause. And play again. And would we like to...
Now that we have... I feel like this could end in Y. It could be like... I don't know where that D goes, but it could go like...
I think the D could go at the start.
D at the start. So we'll go D-I...
X,
X. X, X, Y. How about Diddy?
How about Dizzy?
Dizzy? You want to go Dizzy?
Dizzy's a good one here.
Maybe Diddy is going to be that multi-platinum artist. Similar to Rod Wave.
And he's also going to be a felon. So let's just go with Dizzy.
A felon?
Let's just go with Dizzy.
I don't know much about that. We'll go with Dizzy.
Mm.
Ooh, okay. That's not a bad pick there.
Do we think it's gonna be in the double
I'll give you
double
props.
letter realm?
It could be because we haven't even given that O or that U a shot there.
Do we think it could be D-I double D-Y?
Yeah, that is possible. Because this was. You think we just give it a go?
Yeah, why don't we?
Ooh, okay. So we still have some consonants. We have some vowels.
We don't get a lot of help there. How about
We have some consonants.
Diggy, Dibby, Dicky.
How about
No.
Dicky?
I don't think
You want to
Dicky.
give some recognition to that artist there?
I think, and because he is Lil, I think that he gets some Lil recognition already. So I think that we could give Lil Dicky his recognition. So why don't you go to Dicky?
Okay, we'll go to Dicky.
Ah,
Ooh, that's rough.
that is rough. So now we're left.
We're down to our last
Q's, W's. Ooh, how about the T?
Ditty.
Ditty,
What does that mean?
like a short story or a short.
Oh,
song.
it's a short, simple song.
Yeah.
Ditty is a short, simple song.
So why don't we lock in Ditty?
Just make sure there's no other options here. Diffy, the diff.
Dicky, Diggy,
Dissy, with 2 S's.
Dibby,
No.
Diffy.
Ditty makes the most sense.
I think Ditty makes the most sense. So why don't we just lock in Ditty?
Ditty. Oh, nice.
Saved by the bell there.
And does it look like we just got a phone call from a subscriber?
Does it?
Looks like we missed that. See if we can get a
Why
subscriber.
don't you just call him back so we can give the subscriber a
Yeah.
call?
Hello.
Hi, and this is the 156 podcast. I'm your co-host Luke. Ryan's with me as well here.
Hello there.
You're calling with a question?
Yes.
And what's the question going to
Yeah.
be for you today?
If you were a sailor, will you let the wind guide your boat? Or will you cast your own sails, tie your lines, and steer your own ship?
Ooh. That's a deep. Could you repeat the question one more time just so the viewers can hear it?
Of course. If you're a sailor, will you let the wind guide your boat? Or will you cast your sails, tie your own lines, and steer your own ship?
Ooh. Phenomenal question. We're going to dive into that in just a moment.
Yeah,
here.
we're gonna delve a little bit deeper.
Thank you for the question.
Of course.
All right, take care. So to kind of re-enunciate his question here, he asked,
How many grains of sand?
huh?
And
how
this sounds like a lot like Anonymous.
Yeah, no, Anonymous did ask this, I believe 2 weeks in a row. He's on that streak here. Could Chase be anonymous?
He could.
Could he?
He could be anonymous.
He could be anonymous. We'll kind of answer the question here. We dove pretty deep the last 2 weeks, but this week I really want to answer that question.
There's a lot of sand.
There's sand. The sand's going to be there, and I tried counting. It took a little while. We could probably get it done within a few weeks, but
It could take forever. It could take forever.
Who has a few weeks to go ahead and count sand?
And nobody really has a few weeks. And would you like some more Mountain Valley water?
That's going to be class act move by you, Ryan. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, and of course.
Of course, cracking over a fresh bottle. We only have 1,000 and, XXX left for us, so.
XXX Tentacion, dead.
Yeah.
Quadruple platinum rapper, actually.
Yeah, and he actually had a question for us as well. He asked, what's a father? What is a father? You can kind of see the pain in his dick there.
So you know it's gonna be.
But I feel because of it means that he kind of had to just ask the.
And since it really makes you beg.
No,
question.
but you can't put a time frame on something like I know just because it happened doesn't mean that because.
Well,
of course.
Well, you know when
Yeah.
it takes his time to really.
And it always turns out well,
But no, it doesn't.
But you can't
No.
answer the question just
But
theoretically based on that.
It doesn't. Because when you really take a deeper delve into the continuity of his sort of like diversification and jurisdiction really makes him like kind of like.
But I was gonna say the juxtaposition of the and
No, but doesn't like he just doesn't perform.
but
But you just need to understand that Can you let me talk? You're being really annoying right now. Can you let me talk?
Bad, bro. My bad.
Can you let me speak? Okay. So when you really take and give it its, then you.
Okay. So we've kind of come to an agreement here, but I don't like it when you raise your.
But you.
And I'm sorry for getting mad at you. That wasn't really justified.
And it's okay. I mean when talking about, it really does make things a little bit.
Just because of the.
It does make the things pretty heated. So I'll accept your apology. And why don't we just move forward?
Yeah.
And he's just gonna be like number 1 on the chart sometimes.
Yeah.
Just like kind of how Avagadro with his 6.022 times 10.
And that's gonna be his number there.
And yeah. And I think
how is Avagadro doing? You spoken to him?
He's doing well.
He's doing well?
He's doing well, yeah.
Okay.
And do you think if you called Avagadro right now, he'd say his favorite number is 6.022 times 10 to the 23rd?
It's possible. See, it is his number. Is it his favorite? Couldn't have said it better myself.
Who knows? Only one way to find out. Only one person to ask. And now, do you think if Avagadro was given a jersey, he would put 6.022 on the back of it? Times 10 to the 20th?
See, now that's a good question. We can kind of look at this optically rather than subjectively, just because we kind of want to make sure we're touching all of our bases, dotting all our I's, crossing all our T's. So a jersey, a standard, if we're gonna be going hand in glove, yeah. Are we going hand in glove?
Yeah, we're going hand in glove.
So we're size medium. Okay, we're size medium here. An average jersey, if we go length times width times height, of course with the jersey formula divided by 2, account for the armholes, we're looking at about 138 square centimeters of cotton. Right? Just say, are you staying with me?
I'm with you.
About 138 square centimeters of cotton. Each letter or number in his case,
the 6.
It's gonna use about 3.56 times 10 to the negative third amount of fabric, which kind of confines the space there as well.
Yep.
So in terms of Avagadro, if you'd want to have just a number on the back, it would fit. If you'd want to have Avagadro, the name and the number, he'd have to chop off at least 6. It'd be 6 point whatever times 10 to the 17th. Maybe
No.
It's simple math.
But then again,
if the hand doesn't fit in the glove, size large, then yes, we could fit it. How large is Avagadro? How large is he as a person? Is he size medium, large?
Extra small.
Oh. We
can
put a number.
We can put a number on that.
There could be a number.
Can you put your finger on it?
1871.
Yeah. And there's actually going to be 1869 bottles now.
Yeah. And I did just get a status update here. Another bottle has been drank, so 1868. And this is going to segment into our first ad break here of the podcast. This episode will be sponsored by Mountain Valley Water. And just kind of going to explain to you guys what they do bring to the channel. So this is going to be a premier water brand. And, not to mention any other brands here, but, boxed water doesn't compete, They don't compete. The competition's not.
And why don't we just list all 12 ways that we could... And guys, just like if you guys have a notebook or anything next to you guys, please write down all 12 ways that you can help get boxed water off of our shelves.
Yeah.
Why don't you start?
So we'll start, but...
And Luke's going to take over this segment. He kind of has been studying this, and this was his assignment to study it.
No, because I don't know if the viewers saw... there was a bit of a riot, I think, last night occurred.
There was.
There was 2 very suspicious gentlemen defacing boxed water publicly. Now, I don't condone it.
Can't blame them, though.
Can't blame them.
Can't blame them.
They're doing the right thing.
They are doing the right thing.
1 box at a time.
Yep. 2 boxes at a time in their case, but Are you seeing that? Why don't you read it for the audience?
156 podcast star Big Mike
Michael
to be terminated effective immediately due to poor performance and...
It is a problem.
I don't know if I can say this.
No, don't say that. Don't say that.
No.
Don't say
But
that.
it is a problem.
It's a problem. And we've been trying to tell you guys that it's a problem.
It needs to be addressed.
And he did get his address. He got his address at 310-911. But,
As long as you got the address.
Yeah. So before we were rudely interrupted by this alert, we were about to start about the 12 ways on how you can help get rid of boxed water. So Luke, why don't you take this segment away?
Just dive through a couple of them.
Yeah.
I can how many you want me to go? 64 or 128? Just how many?
I was thinking
256?
I was thinking 2048.
2048?
And then why don't we just say like 3 reasons why, you know?
I'll go over the first 9. Yeah. So, I mean, of course, you know, the easy way, you know, kind of the most realistic would be crashing their headquarters into a plane.
While Luke does this, I am just gonna grab another bottle of Mountain Valley water, just so we have 2 sitting here.
Sounds good. So, I mean, that's gonna be one of the ways. Secondly, of course, what we can also do is just kind of increase our vehicle emissions to, in turn, kind of drive up global warming, raise the global heat, and then from there, of course, we can just go ahead and dry up all of their water sources, which aren't going to be high quality anyways. We could go ahead and burn down the forest as well, pretty much every forest that's going to be in existence, so they don't have any wood or trees to go ahead and build those boxes. Moving forward, what we can always do is ensure the CEO, CFO, and anyone on their board of directors just doesn't show up to work that day, or pretty much any day in general. It's also going to be a possibility as well.
Here we are.
What was that for? Of course, what we can do is single-handedly destroy any bottle on the planet. Just one.
Make sure to do this one. Did you tell them about the? Did you tell them about
the revolution? And do we have a guest here for the revolution? And
the dog is upset.
The dog is upset. There is a lone bottle of Mountain Valley water.
The dog is upset.
And the dog's going to be upset.
The dog is going to be unhappy. And why don't you continue?
The dog's going to be upset. And, of course, with boxed water, what we can go ahead and do is nuke their social media platforms. I did also file some suits with the Boxed Water Association to ensure that boxed water isn't going to be legal anymore.
That's great. I'm very happy that you did this because we need to take awareness and get them off the map and have our guy Mountain Valley shine.
Yeah. And the map, they can't be on the map.
No.
They can't be on the map.
No, not any map that I'm looking at. I'll tell you that much.
And what kind of maps do you use? Google Maps, Apple Maps?
Google Maps.
Google Maps?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
I just use the Maps app. I have it on my Kindle, so it's pretty easy just to go ahead and just kind of scout out all the locations, you know. And Boxed Water is not on that map.
He's not, and I'm so happy about that.
And then Map Backward's going to be Pam, who's actually going to be our editor here as well. And she actually did ensure that Boxed wouldn't be on the Pam map, so. And, you know, Big Mike did just get traded, but he's still underperforming. That's how you know he doesn't deserve to be in the league.
Yeah, as he should be.
Absolutely.
And do you have any input on how Big Mike's been performing recently?
Well, I mean, when we look at his performance recently versus, like, non-recently, we can really see, like, a big difference.
There has been a big difference.
And would you like to introduce yourself to our viewers?
Hi, everybody. I'm Camille Lady. I'm the co-founder of Mountain Valley Water, and I'm delighted to be here today.
Thank you. So back to what you were saying about how Big Mike has performed just hasn't been up to par with the rest of the mics. You want to kind of dive deeper into that?
Please do.
Yeah, I mean, for example, we take a look at this mic, and we see that this mic is performing exceptionally well.
No, this is Big Mike.
This is Big
Mike. Oh, this is Big Mike.
This is
just
Big
got
Mike.
Traded a few minutes ago.
That's Big Mike, and
okay.
this is Big Mike.
I'm sorry. I think I was not caught up to date.
Yeah, don't worry.
I mean, Big Mike is definitely performing extremely well. Little Mike, for example, has not been performing extremely well.
Big
Mike is not performing well.
Big Mike is not performing well. Okay, yes. I mean, when we look at Little Mike and then we look at Big Mike, we can see that Little Mike is just underperforming, and that makes sense.
And they're both Mikes.
And it's
They
a
are
problem.
both Mikes.
It's a problem.
It is
a problem
that
that
needs to be addressed. It needs to be addressed.
I mean,
and he needs an address.
the real question is, though, how do we fix it? That's the question on everybody's mind.
How do we fix it? But how do we fix it?
So it's gonna have to be fixed in a way that hasn't been itted yet.
Yeah,
that's a good way to put it.
And that is a fantastic way to put it. You know, couldn't have said it better myself.
Absolutely.
And kind of when it fixes it, and then kind of combining Big Mike fix it, it's like Bob the Builder fixed it, you know?
Exactly.
And it did get fixed.
It did.
Bob the Builder did say that he could fix this.
Did you guys talk about Bob the Builder's work recently? Have you guys?
No, we haven't.
Shout out to Bob the Builder.
We haven't touched his flowers. It's Valentine's Day. He needs his flowers.
No, I
think he would appreciate a tool wrench more.
Tool wrench?
Yeah.
Wait.
How about a hard hat?
Hold on. I think he saw your guys' episode last week with the hard hats. He personally DM'd me and he asked to be a guest speaker.
Bob reached out?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
And how's he doing?
He's doing good. He's in Montana right now fixing, as you know. He's always
fixing what?
Big Mike.
Oh, he was working on Big Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He is one of the trainers on that coaching staff.
And he needs to be addressed, huh?
He needs to be addressed.
Absolutely.
And
Big shout out.
Do you happen to know his address?
I think it was 707 Bob the Builder Road.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think that's
They
what
did
he
name,
told me.
so they named the road after him?
They did just because he's so influential.
Interesting.
I
Very
mean, he
interesting.
is very influential. We gotta have a road. In
And
fact,
he does influence.
he influences a lot
Now,
of people to build.
now, the real question that we should be asking here is, does he influence the right crowd?
Yeah.
Does he?
That's
Are
a
you
good
sure?
question, Ryan. Does he? I mean, he influences the builders, right?
How many builders are there?
In the world?
Just how many builders?
How many
That's a good
builders?
question. I would say 7.8 billion
Builders?
builders.
I feel like it's an infinite amount.
Infinite amount.
Infinite amount?
Infinity.
I would say more isosceles triangle, but you know, I respect your
Yeah,
opinion.
but
I understand what you're
Pentagon
saying.
just fits there.
Pentagon does not.
Trapezoid is on top.
Pentagon does
Trapezoid.
not fit there. I will respectfully, in the most respectful way possible.
How respectful?
Very respectful.
Pretty respectful.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
we can agree to disagree.
we can. I think an important part about conversations is the ability to agree to disagree, because if you don't agree to disagree, you're just going to disagree to agree.
And one of my favorite quotes is going to be, don't throw stones at glass houses. So that kind of ties it back in. Because, the stone could get cracked, we
Break
wouldn't
his
want something
leg.
happening to that.
You don't want that happening.
Because a couple of days ago, a builder built a stone
stone
house.
house.
Someone was throwing glass at it. Like, that
And
was
the, and, and the
That's not
stone
nice.
and the stone was just getting
And then at
hurt.
the end of the day, Bob the Builder is going to have to come back and rebuild.
Yeah, and all the occupants got crushed in the rubble. So.
Yeah,
That's
and,
not
and
cool.
Bob
Wasn't
Bob
It's
was
gonna
just
be
not
Bob as
having
well.
it. He was just not having it.
And he didn't have it.
And he was just not having it.
And it wasn't had.
The had was not there.
And
I get that.
I think with this, we did complete our segment here. Thank you so much with the guests.
Thank you so
you,
much for having
appreciate
me
it.
on the show.
Not a
We
problem.
appreciate it.
Really
We
appreciate it.
Very
We're gonna be
appreciate
taking
it.
a short intermission here, and
Alright. Thank you.
we'll be
Thank you.
Very
back
nice.
with some more
Don't be
soon.
jealous.
Back.
And it got cut out.
And back to our last segment
If you
here.
want to slide a little to the left.
Oh yeah, of course.
Just make a little slide.
Oh yeah, of course. Little slide to the left.
Yeah.
Slide to the right. Question, everybody. All right, here we go. So, question from Mr. Cyrus. Cyrus asked,
And what did Cyrus ask?
he asked, do you think nerds recognize that they are nerds?
Okay. Now
He's
it
gonna be
depends
talking
on-
about. He's gonna be
he's
talking
talking
about the candy. Yeah, yeah.
It depends on the flavor. Grape.
Grape.
He knows.
He knows. Yeah.
Cherry. He knows.
No. Cherry does not know. Cherry does not understand. What about watermelon? Do you think watermelon understands?
See, watermelon's kind of in that weird zone where he has a fundamental understanding of the nerd hierarchy, but he's not, his tier isn't leveled up to the point where he really understands.
Yeah, and that's a big problem.
It is a problem. And it's a question.
And it is a question. And it's a great question.
I think Lemon Lime doesn't know.
Lemon Lime doesn't know, but
He
Lemon
doesn't.
Lime has always been a stubborn guy. You know what I mean?
He's not open to new ideas.
he's always been about like doing his own thing and like never really been open to the game change as we.
And
call
he
it.
Does his own thing. His own thing does get done.
Yeah, it does get done
For sure.
And it kind of like goes back to like how like some people say, do the exact opposite of what people say.
Yeah, for
So-
sure. Would
so-
you like to
so-
give an example?
So yeah, I'd love to give an example. And now people outside in this world drive safely. You know what I do?
What do you do?
I do the exact opposite,
Exact
of what everyone else
And
does.
why is that? Share with our viewers.
Because you're supposed to do the exact opposite of what people want you to do.
Yeah.
So if they want you to go 15 miles an hour, you go 30.
You go 30.
If they tell you boxed water is better,
You go Mountain Valley.
You assume it's worse, and you dump it out. You dump it out. You get rid of it.
It gets rid.
It gets rid. And
Oh.
the rid gets of it.
Yeah.
And did you
kind of similar to this, if you like to connect.
did you? I'm sorry. Just before you did you talk about the building crashing into the plane?
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did. God forbid. God forbid.
God forbid. You know. And kind of similar to what you were saying there, like, when you have, 18 goldfish, kind of in that 4x4x4 centimeter cube tank, they're gonna swim.
But we want them to do the exact opposite. So we would want these. We would want this 4x4x4 centimeter tank swimming inside of the 16 fish.
Yeah, and goldfish, they wouldn't understand. That's the thing. I was telling them, they kind of forgot. I think they forgot what I was saying a couple seconds later. But
And they are notorious for that bad memory.
yeah,
But they also are notorious for being that snack that smiles back. You
yeah,
know,
and
goldfish.
And is he gonna be flavor blasted or?
I think we're just gonna go with the original today.
We're gonna be original. Okay. So we're not gonna be flavor blasted.
And sorry, I did just get one more question here.
One more
I just
question?
would like to give our last question, ask her his flowers.
For sure.
And this question is going to be from Dylan.
Dylan.
And Dylan asked, is it more awkward to push a pull door or pull a push door? Push a pull door, huh?
Pull a push door.
So you're pushing that pull door, man.
And
You
it
look
does
weak.
it doesn't
You look weak.
it doesn't
you look
budge.
weak. You look like the wimpiest person
No, but
on
listen,
the planet.
you push the pull door, it doesn't budge 1 inch, okay, you pull it out. Now, when you're pulling a push door, you never pull a door 1 inch. You just go with this, the whole thing goes shakes, the bell on the door rings, everyone's like, oh, like, is someone trying to break into the establishment? Like is the juxtaposition of the door gonna be slightly off? Like,
And I just don't agree with you here. I just think that Mountain Valley is the sponsor of the video and John Jones is the pound for pound codes.
and kind of relating back to what you said, if you do use code 156podcast at checkout, you're going to be receiving tons of benefits. You're going to be receiving an upcharge, surcharges, tariffs, as well as a stellar 0% discount. So you'll really be supporting yourself as well as the channel. So we would
Make
recommend
sure you use that. And we do get 0% of all the money that goes into this.
Yeah, it's going to be a non-profit.
It is going to be
We don't profit.
Yeah, we don't profit. And that's kind of what non-profit means because we are not profitable in this sort of endeavor. But
profit's kind of, it's defined within.
It's a little
It's defined
a
within.
little overrated, I think.
If you profit, do you profit?
You fit pro.
Fit pro. But does Fit really pro?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
And he's just not that type of guy. It's just not the way he is.
It's a problem.
It is.
But it doesn't need to be addressed.
He already has the address.
He already has it, yeah. Now,
Yeah.
that's been a video. It's
Yeah,
been
it's-
an excellent pod.
Has been an excellent little podcast here. No, it was the third episode 3. So,
We'll see you guys in half a fortnight.
that should be about 7 days,
Thereabouts.
give or take.
Give or take, yeah.
I'd rather take it than give.
Yeah, yeah. And that's just how some people are.
But people are like that sometimes.
Well, yeah. And I just want to wish you guys a happy pre-tomorrow.
Yeah, and then Merry, and of course Merry Valentine's Day.
Merry
to all.
Valentine's Day, yes.
All right, take care, guys.
Take care.